All right, let's start our last video for the lecture. So we just finished up talking about Pennsylvania and Maryland. Now we're going to talk about the southern colonies. Okay. So drink some water. Okay. South Carolina and North Carolina are going to split. All right. But South Carolina, when it's originally founded, okay, is it's an economy based on timber, tobacco, and tar. All right, it's actually another. So, how was South Carolina founded? It's another proprietary colony, a proprietary colony. P-R-O-P-R-I-E-T-A-R-Y. So proprietary colony, just like Maryland, it's chartered by like the king has given certain people the power to have this land. All right. So social aspects of South Carolina, the economy is based on exporting timber, tobacco, and tar. Timber, tobacco, and tar. Okay. There's going to be slave labor. All right. And one interesting thing, all right, is that also it's mainly Anglican. All right, so you have the Puritans in the Northeast, Quakers in Pennsylvania, Catholics in Maryland. Well, the Southern colonies, specifically South Carolina, North Carolina, Anglican, so Church of England. All right, that's what's going to be like their main religion. Okay. Differences between South and North Carolina. So, oh shoot, I said South Carolina. South Carolina is rice and indigo. North Carolina is timber, tar, and tobacco, the three T's. North Carolina is timber, tar, and tobacco. North Carolina is timber, tar, and tobacco. Tar heels, all right, that comes from North Carolina. South Carolina is rice and indigo. Okay, slaves are going to be used to grow both of those things, however. Okay. Georgia. Georgia's actually set up as a colony for debtors, meaning like you owed money, we're sending you over to Georgia. So it was also Georgia set up as a buffer state because, so like right here is Florida. That is controlled by the Spanish. Well, you create the Georgia colony as like a buffer so that, look, if the debtors get run over by the Spanish, at least it wouldn't be the Carolina colonists. All right, so they're it's awful to say, but they're like a human shield, kind of a buffer between the Spanish and then the Native Americans in Spanish territories and the Carolina and Virginia colonies. So Georgia founded as a buffer zone and as a colony for debtors. You owe money, we're sending you over to Georgia. So most of the people in Georgia were very poor. Okay. If we the one Dutch colony, okay, New York. All right. So New Netherland is New York, and then New Amsterdam is what we now know as New York City. All right. So it is founded by the Dutch East India Company. Okay. New Netherland and Amsterdam is funded by the Dutch East India Company. Henry Hudson, because Hudson River, he was the one that's looking for the Northwest Passage. Northwest Passage would be like, all right, so how do I get through like North America? You know, can I get to the other end through water? Obviously you can't, but so that's Hudson looking for the Northwest Passage to get, you know, to the other side. Social aspects of New Amsterdam. So this is New York City. Multilingual is you're like 18 different languages being spoken in New York City or in New Amsterdam. Also, Center for Religious Tolerance. Right, the first synagogue, the first Jewish synagogue, is in New Amsterdam. Okay, so you have multilingual and religious tolerance. All right. If we take a look at the economy, fur trade, very important fur trade, and also shipping and trading. In New Amsterdam, as you can see, all the ships there. Get the Dutch flag in the back. So now, it starts out as a Dutch colony. All right. Well, what happens is that was the only Dutch colony, and the English, being way more powerful than the Dutch, forced the Dutch to give up New Netherland. And guess who gets to take it over? Well, the Duke of York. Hence, New York is where we get that from. So why does New Netherland become part of the English colonies? Well, there's only one Dutch colony. England way more powerful than the Dutch, and they forced the Dutch to say, hey, give us this. That's what ends up happening. Okay. And those are the colonies. As always, pleasure was all on this side of the YouTube screen. Later.